Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So a new poll came out and it is from one of the most accurate pollsters of 2016, 2018, and 2020 because yes, there have been a select few pollsters out there that have gotten it right in the past, and Trafalgar is one of them. They have been subject to quite some slander by the election mafia, the mainstream media, etc., but it doesn't matter. They have been one of the most accurate pollsters since they have started polling back in 2016 in the 2016 primary cycle. But what we know is that their pollster has Republicans up by not 2 points, not 5 points, not even 10 points. They have them up by 14 points, which is insane. And this comes 1 year after Joe Biden took office. I mean, we could have done a video talking about Biden's presidency, but I kind of did like 3 videos in like the past 5 talking about that. So I just felt like this would be a good video to discuss the symbolic way things are headed. 1 year after Brandon has taken over, and Republicans are up by 14 points in the generic ballot. And this is huge. So we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about Trafalgar as a pollster and what this means when you look at the maps in 2022. But I have to tell you guys about redeaglepolitics.com. If you guys haven't joined redeaglepolitics.com, what are you doing? I mean, there's so many exclusive videos on there. There's the newsletter. There's the Discord server with over 100 very active members. I mean, you're missing out if you're not joining redeaglepolitics.com. If you can join for 16 cents a day, you get all those exclusive benefits. You get even more benefits if you join the pro tier or the super tier. You get call-in privileges. You get to see the exclusive videos, which are only going to be available to the pro or super tier. We're going to have one of those videos coming this month. So make sure you do that. redeaglepolitics.com. But we got to dive into this because this is huge. Biden's approval rating is 38.7%, which is roughly where he is in most pollsters now. This is not an outlier, but we look at the pollsters for 2022, they're all over the place. There are some that even have Democrats leading, but there's like 20% undecided. So who really knows where the actual national environment is? But when you talk about a pollster with fewer undecideds, this only has 2% undecided. When you push people into selecting, Republicans have an advantage of 14 percentage points, not 2 or 4. It's 14. That is huge. That's a wave that we haven't seen in, I don't even know how long. I don't even know. That might be a historic wave. That wave is a wider wave than 1994 and 2010 combined, put together. And you could even toss in the 2016 generic ballot, but that's how big this is. It would be historic because of Biden's presidency. And it's such a massive opportunity for Republicans too. I mean, you could put up some candidates who are just hardline conservatives in some of these more competitive districts and primary out these weaker representatives, and you could actually get something done. We could get our country back on the right track, and I hope it can be done in some capacity. I know it's not going to be done full scale because we know that the Republican Party is still too incompetent, and this is a battle that's going to take longer than one election. We know it and we understand it. There's a lot of roadblocks in our way. We have to think pragmatically too. I understand that, but still, we're going to have a wave that is going to send some very solid conservative people to Congress, the Senate, to the governorships. You're going to see Kari Lake win in Arizona. You're going to see Joe Kent win up in Washington. You are more than likely going to see more Joe Kent-like candidates. I think you have that Andrew McCarthy guy. He's running up in upstate New York. You have Laxalt in Nevada. You have a lot of great, solid candidates. Masters in Arizona, you could throw him in the mix as well, that are going to have this ability to win and win with a solid margin to the point where we're saying, okay, maybe we could get a Republican in New Mexico or we could get a Republican in some of these places just to add to the wave at that point. Kind of what Democrats did in 2018 in regards to picking off the governorship of Kansas, except on a much wider scale. You're going to see states that you didn't think were competitive become competitive, and this is huge. Republicans with a 14-point advantage in the generic ballot. And it kind of mirrors Biden's performance, because those who disapprove of Biden, even on the left, they're not going to turn out for Democrats in the midterms. They're just not going to do it. They have no incentive to. It's not even like Manchin or Sinema are up so they can like primary them out or whatever for not wanting to get rid of the filibuster. They just can't do that. So the energy level on the left is not there. The right has the energy factor, and this is absolutely huge. And beyond that point, what would it look like on a map? That's a question a lot of people are going to say. Well, already this guy did it right here on this map. Republicans already picked up 47 House seats. They already got 47 seats just by default, and that's even with the redistricting not going in their favor as much as originally thought. They would have every seat in New Mexico, every seat in Nevada. They're picking up seats in South Texas, and they're just doing well across the board. I mean, the wave would just carry so many Republicans. When it's all said and done, they probably would have picked up like, I don't know, like close to 65 or 70 seats if this was actually real. I mean, it is absolutely insane what wave could be brewing if this is true. And when it comes to the Senate, this is another map that I saw being floated around where Republicans not only get their 54, they also add to their column Colorado, Washington State, I believe Maryland, and I think there's one more on here as well that they added to their column. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Illinois. Yeah, I personally, I don't think that's going to happen. Even in an R+14 wave, Illinois is not going to flip. Maryland could flip with Hogan in an R+14 wave, but I don't even want Hogan to win. I think it would be horrible for the Republican brand, which needs to move towards actual authentic conservatism. Washington, there's actually been a couple polls that have been closer than expected, to the point where if it was an R+14 wave, that could be within 10, but probably not going to be super competitive. I mean, who knows, though? I mean, Seattle did elect a Republican attorney general in 2021, so it really depends on who the candidates are, but I think the incumbent Democrat is not one of those self-described far left is democratic socialist or whatever individuals, so I don't think that that's likely to happen. But you look at this map and you see the fact that even, expanding the boundaries past 54, instead of saying, are we going to pick up Nevada, are we going to flip Georgia, are we going to hold Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, now we're saying, could we flip Maryland, could we flip Washington? I mean, it's insane if this is true. And same thing for the House, which I think it's possible. It is very possible that the wave could be R+10. R+14, you could say, is pushing it, but even Nate Plastic, he said through much of the 2020 cycle that Trafalgar was an illegitimate pollster. He gave them a C-, I believe. Now he gives them an A- because they proved him wrong. I mean, they were dead on in 2016 in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, and then in 2020, they were dead on in more states: Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada, North Carolina, Florida, and Virginia in 2021. And I do want to mention the fact that, yeah, they've had their few misses. They're horrible in Georgia. They were bad in Texas in 2018, but Texas, they were actually spot on in 2020. So if anything, they're improving as a pollster. And if they have Republicans up by 14, but NBC has Democrats up by 4 with 20 undecideds, yeah, I'm going to say that Trafalgar's poll is probably the more accurate pollster, and we have a long way to go. And I don't want people to be complacent. I want them volunteering. I want them getting out to vote. I want them to make sure that this is a free, fair, and efficient electoral process. Get involved at the polls. We have a lot of responsibility now. The burden is on us, but it can be done. It can be done. You can have a red wave, and it starts in the primaries. We have primary up in March in Texas, and then a couple months later we start the whole primary cycle. It's going to be very interesting. There's a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot of Red Eagle Politics content too, so you don't want to miss out on that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. Make sure you sign up on the website as well, redeaglepolitics.com. You get all those exclusive benefits and more. The link is in the pinned comment. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.